Hi, it's Jess here from Jess Reads. Today I thought it would be fun to interview me using my TBR jar. I have put a few questions. Some of them are bookish, some of them are personal, but I put a few questions in my TBR jar and I figured we'd pull them and I would answer them for you. So, I don't know, we'll pull maybe 10. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So, the first one oh, okay, this is a good one. I don't know if you can see it. In a perfect world, you would, in a perfect world, I would not worry about money and I would just do what makes me happy. Writing, reading, doing all the writing and reading things. My bills would be paid. I'd be a wild success. Yeah, and all our needs would be met. So that's pretty fun. Let's see. All right. This one. What is your least favorite trope? Okay. My least favorite trope would probably be, I'm not huge on, well, when we talk about trope, or when I think about trope, I typically think about like romance tropes. And so I will answer this question in that vein. My least favorite romance trope is probably sports romance, because I don't typically, I don't follow a lot of sports, so I don't really know much about them. But I also, my least favorite would probably be age gap. I'm not, if it's done really well, then I'm surprised. I just don't typically go for like age gap type romances, or sports. So kind of equally not my favorite. Let's see. It's stuck together. Oh, this one's kind of interesting. How do I feel about DNFing books? I am not wildly opposed to not finishing a book, to, DNFing one. But I have this thing inside of me that is almost like a consistent and constant personal challenge. And so if I start a book, I pretty much want to just finish it, just to finish it. In fact, if I think I won't finish a book, I won't even begin it, because that's how competitive I am with myself, to finish. So let's see. But in general, I don't mind the idea of DNFing a book. It's not bad. If you're not going to like it, you don't like it. But I don't know. I just, for me, I'm weird like that. Oh, another good one. Do you have kids? Yes, I do. I have 4 kids. I have a 17-year-old, a 16-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 8-year-old. So I have one child on the cusp of adulthood, which is very difficult, and one child still very young, and 2 in between. So I have boy, girl, boy, boy, which is also ripe rot with its own challenges. Yeah, so I have 4 kids. one of these should have been like, how many tattoos do you have? Or do you have tattoos? Let's see. What is your favorite color? Well, thank you, TBR Jar, for asking. It is green. My favorite color is green. I love all things about green. I live in the Pacific Northwest, which might be giving something away, but I'm just surrounded by trees and greenery and beauty, and I don't ever want to be anywhere else. I love green. It's my favorite color. If I had to pick a second favorite color, probably gray or cream. Just really like those. All right. I don't know how many of these we're going to do. We'll see. Would I read anything? Would I read anything? It's kind of an ambiguous question. Would I read anything? I think that I would give something a try at least once. But I also am I try to be very discerning about what I read, because again, I have that kind of challenge thing in my brain that is like, I don't want to DNF a book. I don't want to not finish it. So, I mean, yes and no. I think I would give the synopsis of anything I read and see if it sparks my interest. That's a tough one. Would I read anything? I think the answer would be no. I wouldn't just read anything. In fact, it wasn't until this year that I even ventured out to give graphic novels or manga a chance, because they just were not in my purview. And even actually sci-fi. I didn't read a lot of sci-fi until this year, or fantasy. I read a lot of romance, a lot of mostly romance, actually. So yeah, I guess, yes, the answer would be no. I would not just read anything. I'm going to count these that we've done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right, we'll do like 4 more. We'll do 10. Okay. Do I have a favorite author? Over the years of my reading, I've had a few favorite authors, or authors that have been my favorite in that time of life. Right now, because this question is being asked of me right now, I would say that Craig Allenson is my favorite author right now. I am the most invested in the Expeditionary Force series. I just really want to read that series right now. I'm struggling, not struggling, but I just really want to read that series right now. I don't want to read much of anything else, and I'm forcing myself to be diverse in my reading. So at this moment, Craig Allenson is probably what I would consider my favorite author. I'm not disappointed in anything I'm reading right now from him. And I will not claim anybody else as my favorite author. I don't think that I've given enough different authors a chance in, oh, that's not true. I really like Lucy Score. Not my favorite, but up there in my top 5. And I'm digging the Eden series by Devney Perry. So those are probably my top 3 most read authors right now. But Craig Allenson is sitting in number 1 spot. Let's see. I think I've said let's see for every prompt or every question that I've pulled out. Interesting transition sentence. Oh gosh, this question. What is my biggest pet peeve? Well, I will tell you. My biggest pet peeve is people who ride their bicycle and smoke cigarettes at the same time. It absolutely drives me insane. It is more annoying to me than mergers who are people who use the lane to merge super quickly. It is more annoying to me than brake checking. It is more annoying to me than anything else. I don't know why, but people who smoke cigarettes while they ride their bike, that is my biggest pet peeve. That's strange, I get it, but I am who I am. I am who I am. Okay. Oh, what would my dream vacation be? My dream vacation. Okay. This is actually easy to answer. My dream vacation would be if I liked flying, I would get on a plane and I would spend an extended amount of time in Ireland and Scotland. I absolutely adore the Scottish and Irish cultures. And I am of Scottish descent. And so it would be really cool to be able to see the history, the architecture, just the fact that there's still castles living and surviving in these places. I would love to do that. The problem is I don't like flying that much. So getting on a plane to cross an ocean is not appealing to me. I like the idea of going there, but like not getting there. Does that make sense? Does anybody else feel me on that one? So yes, that would be my dream vacation, is to visit Ireland and Scotland. I just don't want to get there. In lieu of that, my second dream vacation would be to just relax at home where there's no messes, no dishes, no laundry, no children to dirty things up, no responsibility, but to just read and write and do whatever I want to do. So I don't think that one's going to happen until I'm maybe retired and my kids are adults. But in the meantime, I can dream. I think we have two more. We'll do two more. Let's see. Oh, I wanted this question, but I also didn't want this question because it's kind of complicated. Okay, if I could adapt any book, how and what would I adapt? Okay, if I could adapt any book, what would it be and how would I do it? If I could adapt any book, I think my first choice would be a series. I would adapt, oh man, there's a couple, but I'm just going to stick to the first one because maybe somebody in the ether, in the universe, will hear this and it will be joined with all the cries of the other people wanting to adapt this book. If I could adapt the Expeditionary Force series, I would, into a series. There are like 18 books that are going to be written, 15 now, 18 in the finish. And they just would be so cool in a series, an Amazon Prime or a Netflix series. And I would, of course, stick as close. You could basically break down one whole book into a 10-episode series. So you could potentially get a very long series out of this. It does give off Stargate feels and Star Trek a little bit. And there are some references to those in the series, which is really funny. But that would probably be my first choice. My second choice, if I could adapt any book, at this point where I'm sitting in 2023, I would say the Divine Rivals books, Divine Rivals, and Ruthless Vows hasn't come out yet. But those would be really cool, adapted into a movie, I think. At least Divine Rivals would be. I haven't read Ruthless Vows, obviously. Those would be really fun. Excuse me. Also, I mean, Fourth Wing would be a banging good time. Like, it would be fun to watch. That would be a fun movie. You would not probably want to adapt that into a series, but like, that would be a fun movie to watch, I think. So, yeah, I think those are my top 3 choices. I know that it didn't ask for my top 3, but I gave it to it anyway. I pulled this one out, by the way. This is the last one. The last question. Oh, I wish I would have brought some of these in here in preparation, but I didn't. What kind of book covers attract me? I am not huge on the book covers with people. Those I don't find to be wildly eye-catching. I'm always attracted to trees. So honestly, if you put a forest on the front of a book, I'm probably going to want to read it. Honestly, Fourth Wing, the gold and the black and the shiny, that really drew me in. Kind of that abstract-y, like the clouds are very, not cartoony, but they're very like, I don't know. It's hard to describe, but Fourth Wing, the cover hooked me before I even knew anything about it. What other covers attract me? Yeah, like just obviously really pretty ones. The ones upon a broken heart books, those I don't find as like I don't want to just pick those up. Lightlark, beautiful cover, love that. The ACOTAR hardback covers, love them. Those I find to be attractive. I'm trying to think what's on my TBR cart that I see the cover and I just want to read it because the cover is cool. Oh, the moon, if I'll put it up here, they're on my wish list. There's like the moon, not Moonchild. Anyway, I'll put it up here. Those also I find to be very attractive. And I will just read those because they sound fun. So, yeah, that is all I'm going to do today. We did about 10 questions, and maybe we'll do a part 2 at some point. Because there's some other like personal and bookish questions in here that would be fun to get to. But for now, that's where we're going to end. Just some getting to know me. And if you liked this, show me, let me know so that we can do another one. But for now, I'll see you later. Bye.